If I had gotten a job at a university tenure line in 2015, I would currently be tenured, maybe even a full professor. But what would I be doing? Scholarly wise, probably similar things. And right now I'm 10 years after completing my PhD, and I'm thinking about where my scholarship ought to go. Certainly the Ecoliterate Music Pedagogy trilogy would benefit from a third book. Got two of them. The first one, Ecoliterate Music Pedagogy, is an autoethnography. The second one, Music Lessons for a Living Planet, written more as a guide for music teachers and various people who teach music. And the third one, which I'm working on, is Ecological Dictionary, is meant for scholarships, for scholarly work, to clarify scholarship around ecology, to help people use clear definitions, clear meanings. So I think I've accomplished a lot in this 10 years, even though it's not complete. What ought I do next? What indeed? There are, of course, a number of directions I can go. I can continue working on Ecoliterate Music Pedagogy, with more and more pushing into the face of music educators until eventually they do get it. But already so many are getting it, right? I mean, Tanya Smith is in a high prestige music ed position at Boston University, and her work follows off of mine and brings some aspects that even mine couldn't reach. Vince Bates at Weber State University has been doing this type of work longer than me, but I've helped him realize just how his work lines up with Ecoliterate Music Pedagogy and how to make it more explicit. And therefore, it's deep in that work. And then there's other scholars like Pepe Barcelos, who Penn State just hired last year, and other younger scholars who haven't been doing it as long. Rebecca Wade Chung. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of names in my head. And then in Europe, of course, Lannis Justerbach, doing great work. Silke, what is her last name? Oh my goodness. But either way, that has had the impact any scholar could want for their lifetime. Question remains, what ought I do with the next 10 years? One thing that most people with my scholarly contributions to the world have that I don't have is a university teaching post. And in music ed, that is training new music teachers. You know, these positions, Boston University, Penn State, Weber State, are training people who are becoming teachers, who are obviously going to use these techniques in the field with children in public schools, in private schools, religious schools. And so it's expanding that way. And even without doing that work, it is expanding in that way. But that makes me think, perhaps the focus of my next 10 years ought to be in teacher training. Certainly my work in educational philosophy, especially the artistic elements of educational philosophy, leading towards ecological literacy, seems to be a good fit for teacher training. And all sorts of teacher training, ongoing learning is needed. My own school district requires us to get 12 hours every year. Oh, this hill. Just keep going up for 2 miles. The other thing is my conception of Ecoliterate Music Pedagogy has always been interdisciplinary. certainly drawing on sciences and political aspects of ecological literacy, but focused mostly through artistic expression. And for me, that's music, that is the audio arts, the visual arts, and creative writing, things like poetry, screenwriting, those things. As such, I think that my contributions in eco-literacy have potential to reach the most teachers by being incorporated into writing, art, and music, and not being limited to one or the other. Well, if you have any ideas or thoughts, let me know in the comments. If you're interested in my work, I'll try to remember to post the links to my books down in the doogly-doo or in a comment. Have a blessed day.